So I am live today, and hopefully, I got enough notice out for people that wanted to come in. It's a little bit earlier than I normally do my videos, but I'm gonna try. Let's try for a different angle for today. So I don't have to worry so much about the joyous Russ Meyer box, unless of course you want to see the Russ Meyer box set, in which case I'll go to a different angle. Anyway, we are going to be talking about a lot of different things today. I'm going to be talking about the bin of horror, Walmart's yearly Halloween bin. Exactly how well is it this year? And also, I'm going to talk about something that I think is kind of important to talk about, and I've touched on it in videos before, but it's one that I do think merits a revisit every once in a while, especially for people coming here that are newer or people that have just started collecting. 31 Days of Horror is the time of year where all us, hey there, Kathy, movie fans and movie geeks are super excited because we can talk, we got an excuse to watch horror for the next 31 days. Hey, Murdersville, and have some fun with it. Now, it is 22 degrees outside today, so why I'm wearing a coat? Because I'm in the basement. That's why I'm wearing a coat. Just in case you're wondering about that. And even here, it's getting a little bit warm, so I'll have to take out this jacket in the near future. I do have it turned this way for another reason as well, by the way, because my better half is doing laundry. Hey, Dennis. Hey, Javed. My better half is doing laundry, and the laundry room's over there. So I've moved this in this direction here. So you'll see movies that you don't normally see, so that she can, have peace to basically just chill and go here and not be bothered. Hey, Ryan, how's it going, man? Hey, David. Wow, we got a few people here today. All right. So one of the questions I got asked early on was this. Basically, I got asked because I announced that I was going to be doing some Severin titles, stuff like Zombie 3 and Zombie 4, that I'd be doing like Murder Rock and some films like that. Now, that's great when you're a collector and you're like, hey, Milwaukee, it's been kind of cleanup day before I go back to work tomorrow, and you are, but at times it can be a bit daunting. It can be a bit hard for people when they want to collect movies, but some of them can get real expensive. Buying Severin releases for some people, especially if they're outside of they live in a different area, can be a bit on the pricier side. Premonition's fantastic. Hey, Tennessee. So I thought today we'd talk a bit about something else, which is collecting when you can't always grab that big release. Have a good one there, David. And for some people, especially around North America, their best bet, like to find something, is, well, today we're discussing a few different things. We're discussing like collecting on a budget, and we'll be going into some other things as well. I can never tell you what we're totally going to be discussing, because that changes from moment to moment, I think. But I will, once we do the 31 Days of Horror, overall, I'll try to keep on track. Like some people, they find it like a bit disconcerting when going off topic and stuff like that. So I'm going to try to, we'll still like make our roundabout ways. But I'm going to try to at least like once we go into 30 Days Horror, and if I go into like Stephen King, I'll talk primarily about Stephen King for the first portion of it, and then we'll go into different topics from there, because that way if somebody comes in and they're new, or the channel's a little bit daunting for them, that's the first time seeing it. A live channel is a very different beast than a regular a pre-taped thing. So for the 31 Days of Horror, I am going to try to have the first half, like the first portion of the video, like lean towards the topic, and then we'll go into different topics throughout. Of course, if something big comes up, then we'll. Exactly, David. So that's the way I'm going to try and try maneuver it. Hey, Mustang. But today I wanted to talk about collecting on a budget. It can be hard at times, especially when there's so much out there. There's so many companies, so many sales, and you can't buy everything. And let's be honest, sometimes There's just times, and for me specifically, when I just can't go for that. That's true, David. Um, I can't go with that. I can't go with the expensive release. And I was asked on here a couple times by a couple different people, and I said, well, I'm glad you're going to be doing all these different stuff and this unique stuff, but is there anything that you can put in there that isn't going to make me break my bank? It's more expensive for me this time of year, and it got me to thinking. It did. It got me to thinking because I put in a lot of stuff, and I want to support and promote certain companies, like Severin, like Vinegar Syndrome, companies like that. But that being said, I know that for some people, like getting one of their things, can be like a two-time a year type of thing. It can be like on a sale type of deal. Or some people may not, whether it's like shipping reasons or they live in a different area, it just may not be the easiest thing for them to pick up. However, your local like Walmart or your Target or the store or your Tesco, whatever you have near you, usually has kind of some bargain releases as well. Exactly. So I'm going to be talking a few of those today. I went up to my local Walmart yesterday, and they finally had the Halloween bin there. But not only the Halloween bin, I was actually very impressed with them this summer because they had like these two bins of Halloween stuff. Where I picked up some Scooby-Doo stuff from because we're huge, major Scooby fans in this house. And then I looked around, and almost all their releases had been replaced with horror releases. And even their end caps were all horror stuff. See, I went there and ready. I actually went to Dartmouth, which is our newest our closest Sunrise, and they didn't have them out yet, but because I know the guy there, hey someday, I was able to check, and that's one thing that I do want to talk about. If you live near Sunrise Records, there's Kino releases coming out for like $8, $7.99, $8 really, and with some really great stuff. Now the one that I was at had no great stuff. They are, and they took Matthew Lillard out. And I'm not good with that. I like Matthew Lillard's Shaggy, but yeah. So I went there, and he brought out the stuff from the back. I haven't seen the Glow in the Dark Universal titles yet. I've seen like a few, like Glow in the Dark titles, but they mostly have been like cartoon, like kids ones. Like the Munsters, or I picked up like a Casper Spooktacular, because back in the day there was a Casper series that came out right after the movie, which was really good. And a cartoon series, but it's only ever put out 2 volumes, which is comprises of only the first season. But the biggest thing there, the biggest like thing that I saw was actually not super cheap, but it was a decent one. It was called Terror Theater. And Terror Theater is 5 of the Mill Creek 12 movie sets put together, and in my opinion, 5 of the best Mill Creek 12 movie sets put together for $39 here in Canada, which is probably cheaper in the U.S. And that's 60 films. Like, so you break that down, like. Oh, really? I'm going to check to see if maybe something's like that. No, it's not even coming through. Poundland. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot here. Like when it comes to like we used to get a lot with Dollarama, but recently Murdersville, like we haven't got a lot with our Poundland is basically our version of is Dollarama here. I've been to Poundland in London. I actually got some great stuff there, but so definitely like the type of places to check. Like I want that set like more. I'm getting some like sets coming to me. I got Severin stuff coming. My last Severin release, a CX is in the UK. It's like it's an electronics place. They have like video games and movies. the one that I was at had like video game. It's like a lot of video games and movies, like a basic movie place downstairs, but there's like movies, a few movies upstairs as well. I guess it depends on the one that you go to, right? But I looked through and I saw it had the best of the worst there. There was a zombie one. There was probably was the least of the ones there that I did that I saw. But there was some nice stuff. There was one there that dealt with more like kind of like more newer low budget horror stuff. Was one set. One dealt with like some really kind of cool cheesy stuff. You do need to go to the UK, Tennessee, man. Trust me, collecting in the UK is amazing. I went to London for a week, and it is the best time for like if you're like a movie collector and you want to know like a place to go, like to have a vacation at, and actually like do some hardcore collecting as well. London, there, go to the UK because they have amazing stuff. Whether you're going to FOP or HMV, you're going to the car boot sales, go to Poundland, CX. Yeah, but the thing is though, dude, once you go there and you walk into a store and you realize, you know, the stuff that we get a little bit of, like you go in there and you see like Arrow releases and Shameless titles and in 88 films and all these other BFIs and all these other cool things that we only can get sent to us, like, and they're right in front of your eyes. You got your basket and you can pick what you want and they're decently priced. It's incredible. It is incredible. When I was there, Hills of Eyes, the first Hills of Eyes movie came out on release day, the day that I was there. And I actually walked into the store and I'm like, I can pick up the Hills of Eyes in a store on release day. I don't have to order it, I don't have to get it come. I can just go into the store and pick it up with the rest of my releases. That was a pretty cool way to do it. And it's fantastic. So I recommend it if you're a movie collector and you've never been to the UK. London's for me. A case full, literally a kind of a small suitcase full of films. When I was there, I picked a good time, Jesse. Not on purpose, actually. It was just pretty much. But I went there. The BFI Film Festival was going on around that time that I was there. And there was a Shameless sale. So I walked in, there was like all the Shameless titles on sale for like $3, £3 each. And there was like downstairs, they had like an 88 film sale. And they had like they had some Arrows that were on sale around that time. And it was almost overwhelming. Because like I walk into like Sunrise Records and I love FOP, man. I used to go to the one in Covent Gardens. Fantastic place. Great people there too. And you know, you go to your Walmart and you hope you're going to get one or two of these genre releases. You know you're not getting a bunch of Scream Factory. You know you're not getting a bunch of Arrow. You go to your Sunrise Records, your Cinema One, and you find stuff like that. Or if you're lucky, you go to a Bay Street Video, and you know places like that are very hard to find. Thank you. So you're when you get to an area and a place that really focuses higher on like having genre releases in a physical store, it just kind of blows you away because it's so ignored here in North America. Like we get a few stores here and there. We get like a Cinema One or a Bay Street Video that like focuses on the genre stores, but that's more of the exception rather than the norm. Now you're going to an HMV in the UK or a FOP, especially FOP, like specifically FOP. FOP's excellent, and you're going to find these releases that you covet. And you order like away from, or you get one of your friends to do you. Yes, work at that Brexit thing, man, and then then you're all good. And yeah, the Criterions are a little bit like AB Movie Archive, are a little bit like less expensive over there as well. Over here in North America, not North America, over in Canada specifically, Criterion is probably the most expensive place to buy Criterions. It's the most expensive place to buy Vestrons, and Ready can pretty much like let you know that and how expensive it can be for us. Yeah, because here, guys, like we end up spending like sometimes $30, $40 or over for like one Criterion. I'm not talking about a box set. I'm talking about one Criterion release. Vestrons can cost, for a single Vestron, can cost with taxes in, it costs up to $50. Like that stuff is incredible. So this is the most expensive place to buy from. Now, one of the neat things that I saw, and if you don't have this, I'm actually thinking of buying a second copy of this one, because this is one I already got, so I took it out of my own collection to show you guys. But if you go to Walmart, this is $5. This is the Evil Dead Ultimate Edition. And I'll go on record right now and I will say that I got like the Blu-ray of Evil Dead, I got the Steelbook when they put it out and stuff like that. This is still the best edition of Evil Dead to own. It is my favorite edition of this film. Why? Because you get the widescreen, you get the full frame, and you get the Ladies of the Evil Dead like disc on here as well, which is really good. It's packaged well, it's thick, it looks great. It's a collector's edition. It has the you are lucky, Dennis, man. It has a book-like look to it. You get to see some of the different cover arts for the different versions of Evil Dead that have been out. And I'm not even joking when I say that I've had this one since it initially came out. I bought this one on day one, and it cost me a bit. It wasn't one of my cheaper ones that I got. Now, if you go to your Walmart right now and you look into your bin, that's $5. I've already got it, so I didn't need to pick it up. But that being said, hey, Horror Boy, I am thinking of going back and picking up a copy of this so that I got a backup. Because for $5 for an old school Anchor Bay release, Ultimate Collector's Edition, big box set for $5, I mean, how can you go wrong with that, right? So apparently, my Severin is in Los Angeles right now. The last time I bought Severin took me 2 weeks to get it to come, so I'm not expecting it any time for another week or two. But when I do get them, we'll start looking at them. Tomorrow, I'm going to be looking at, when I get off of work, I'm going to be making my decision on day 2 and day 3 of the 31 Days of Horror. So that's going to take us into close to the weekend, I think. I'm trying to stay off of the of exactly what I'm going to choose before then. I'm kind of curious what you're saying here. Kind of Hitchcock angle. I like that actually. We'll try to pretend that I tried that. Well, Murdersville, your HMV that's holding on in your 5 FOPs is better than our 0 HMVs here in North America and our 0 FOPs. No, early November, the Hammer Volume 4 ships, I think. I got to check again, but I think it's sometime in early November. Early to early mid-November for Indicators Hammer Volume 4. I got it pre-ordered, actually. Definitely a good one to pick up. I remember they put out, for the Evil Dead 2, they put out a bunch of these, like, these latexy type covers with, like, a Necronomicon type look to it. And I always held off on buying them because I know latex works. And I know, like latex rot and stuff like that. Sleepaway Camp Survival Kit is one of the rarest of all time. I had a friend, a viewer, that was actually going to send me the Sleepaway Survival Kit, and they never did, damn it. Though they're not around anymore. I don't say them around anymore. Hey, Cropsy. Because I collect everything Sleepaway Camp. So yeah, I'm a really big fan. That's what you're talking about? Yeah, that's the thing. I never picked them up because of that reason. I was always like iffy on the rot issue for latex. Because I know, as a guy that's like used to collect masks and has a few, I know how that can go. And I can't imagine it being like something that works better on like a book edition. Yeah, that I'm one of those kind of like Necronomicon book type editions. So you're safe with something like this, which is just cardboard. What's the rarest horror edition? I don't know. I mean, horror by when I was asked by Logan Toxic. if I was going to do a video in the near future. Uh, Collecting on a budget, but we're getting into other topics as well. Just to let you know, Cropsley. We talked about UK collecting and how they're the best place to collect right now. But I picked up like my copy of Scream Factory's edition of Vincent Price Collection Volume 1. And the Logan said that might be the most, that might be a rarest like out of print release that you got. I was really surprised because for me the Scream Factory Vincent Price set was more recent. And if it comes around here, I doubt it would come around here, but if it comes around here, well, if not, I'll buy it. But they can, right? They can. It's time to do. So when I picked it up and I went online to check it out, and like for some reason, I guess the set like really out of print, so it goes anywhere from like $300 to $600. I was blown away because I had no idea that that set was that expensive. The Six Gothic Tales one is actually pretty rare too, but I don't think it's as rare as far as I know. Like it's up there, like it's definitely in the hundreds of dollars range. But for some reason, the Scream Factory one tends to be like insanely priced. It's one of those that if I wasn't a collector and I was, and I needed to sell, I would grab that first, and I'd be like, okay, there's the Scream Factory set. It's an easy $300 to $500 for me if I was to sell it, without a doubt. Like it goes for that like easily. But the thing is, I'm a collector, so I don't sell anything. Gothic Tales go for about 150. So yeah, it's here in North America. That's a bit more. Obviously, your guys' dollar right at this point is worth more than ours. So that would be at least $200. But the thing is, most of us that are collecting aren't collecting for monetary gain or monetary reason. We're collecting because we love film. Obviously, I got a lot of films here that I probably could sell, and that I'll probably keep long beyond the point where they're even worth selling, just because I actually love the films. Oh, you got them, do you? Season 1 and Series 1 and Series 7 and Series 17. Is it 17? I think Series 17.
Here are my settings.
Oh, I'm going to kill this thing. I said the word series, and of course, you know what came up? You guys know what came up? Well, Anchor Bay is going to be going out of print, especially now because Anchor Bay isn't really anymore. Anchor Bay, again, like I did an Anchor Bay video recently, I talked about the fact that, that basically it was Video Treasures and Series 12, thanks. And it was Video Treasures and, God, what's the name of them again? The golden one, Star Maker, kind of put together to make Anchor Bay. They later got sold in 2004, but to Stars. Stars got sold itself to Lionsgate. And Anchor Bay is just Anchor Bay right now, just name alone. There's no like actual real Anchor Bay division really anymore, unless you were to like go back into it again. Thank you. Actually, I really liked that video. It was hell and ready getting back all those DVDs. Exactly. Two sides. Well, in a way, David, it fits because it is two sides of the same coin. I do recommend like checking at your bargain bins and stuff like that. I picked up Pulse, the 1988 film, basically on Blu-ray. One, because I really wanted to have the film. Two, because I knew it was an accessible film that was inexpensive, that if somebody wanted to watch one of my videos, that they could easily get that film for a low price. And it's it's an entry point for some people. Mill Creek has been good with stuff like that. Like, no matter what shade you want to throw at Mill Creek now in the present time, Mill Creek has done some really, really good stuff. And they put out some films, albeit, most of them are kind of like feature free, unless you're talking about something like Mothra, where it's a steel book and a bunch of features and stuff. But like for a lot of their releases are kind of like the New Kids and like White Line Fever, Pulse, things that are all kind of like Midnight Horror Collection, exactly, are region free. But you get a chance to like look into some films that you may not, that you may want to get down the road, like more expensive editions of when they come out. A lot of the stuff like that they put out initially for were like some of them are canon releases. A lot of those have come out like from Vinegar Syndrome, stuff like that. If you look at a lot of the early kind of like originally BCI did them, BCI got folded. A lot of their stuff, their driving classic collections, their their sets became like got taken over by Anchor Bay, and Anchor Bay would put them out. So you'd get to see like a lot of movies that exactly, and even the picture quality, David, is getting a lot better than it used to be. Like there was a time when you were really like Creek, Echo Bridge, right? I was going to get back to you on that actually. What are you looking for, Cinema Dave? Because I will take. Are you looking for more? Which one did you like the best? Like you overall love the quality of all of them. Was there certain ones that stood out to you? Brides, I'm guessing, is one of the ones that'll stand out. Yeah, Echo Bridge, man. Mill Creek is like the gold standard compared to Echo Bridge. That's the truth of the matter. But I think what Dave wants suggestions on Tennessee. You might be able to help here. Is he got the 8-disc the 8 movie set that I mentioned before, but he's wondering like where to go from here. What's in kind of like hopefully not a too expensive route to like dive a bit more into the Hammer stuff. Obviously, we all know that there's the Scream Factory and the Studio Canal releases that are out there. So I'm gonna go off of my my chat feed for a second here. And I'm just gonna go and hit an Amazon.com because Dave is in. I'll show you what Echo Bridge is afterwards. Because Dave is in the U.S. Go to Amazon.com and we'll find out if there's any like Hammer that I can actually recommend. So you're really into the Gothic horror. Might I also recommend Amicus as well? All right, so the set that you got there is running like around $30 right now. You can get like there's a double feature of like Curse of Frankenstein, Taste the Blood of Dracula, which is actually pretty cool. I've shown it on my channel a couple times. That runs around it's around $9. Just under $10, Dave. And that's actually 2 classics. Curse of Frankenstein is the first Gothic one that that Hammer made. Taste the Blood of Dracula is a really good Dracula film that actually kind of didn't actually need Dracula in it. I'm not even joking. It really didn't. If you're not going to be grabbing the Scream Factory, the Indicator editions right away, and you just want to see the movies before you actually get the get into the more expensive stuff, then speak the devil. Speaking of Mill Creek actually did put out some releases that you might be interested in checking out. Now, I do recommend checking these out, and then if you really like them, grabbing the Indicator releases, but their region, down the road. But Mill Creek put out some like Hammer sets, like Hammer Films Volume 1 collection from Mill Creek, by the way, is $9 right now, Dave, and it has 5 films. It's got Two Faces of Dr. Jekyll, Stop Me Before I Kill, Scream of Fear, The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb, and The Gorgon. So there's actually some really cool releases there. And Volume 2 also runs at $8.99. And you get Creatures the World Forgot, Never Take Sweets from a Stranger, The Revenge of Frankenstein, but it's not a very good copy of it, The Snorkel, The Maniac, and Die, Die, My Darling. So that's a way to check out some of the more kind of least expensive Hammer films. Though I do recommend, slowly picking up some of the Scream Factory editions, Taste of Fear, exactly, or the Indicator editions down the road. Now, for you, if you don't mind spending a bit more bones on it, am I the only person who uses that word, by the way? There is a Warner Blu-ray collection, Dave, that you might actually like. It's running at $40 right now, so it's on sale. This one is normally a bit more expensive. This one's going to be a bit better for you, though. If you can get this one, this is going to be the one to go for. It's $39. It has 5 movies on it. Full treatment, exactly. and it has some classics. So Dave, this is a really good one. This one, and it's Blu-ray, and it is North American released, owned by Warner. Has The Mummy, Taste the Blood of Dracula. Oh, is it 4 movies? 4 movies. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. Dracula's Risen from the Grave, and Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. I can say, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, Dave, that those are four of the best, in my opinion, that were put out by Hammer. And this is the set right here. So for $30, you can get yourself. You got the Universal 8-disc one. That's the one that I recommended for him to start with. So that's why that's what I think got him addicted to Hammer. But that is a great choice. Obviously, it's a great choice. I said it. After that, I say start looking at some of the more Blu-ray stuff. I'd say go for that if you can afford it, Dave. Go for that Warner Brothers set first. It's got 4 great classic Hammer films, and then find your way from there to see some of the cooler stuff. Are you talking about the Mill Creek one? Just wondering if you're talking about this one. Because this does have a lot of good titles on it. Now, as somebody asked me about Echo Bridge, I got some Echo Bridge here, actually. I'm trying to see if I can find one for you. Because Echo Bridge is kind of like a lower budget Mill Creek. I'm not joking. Echo Bridge is like... I heard great things about Haunt Cropsey, but I haven't seen it yet. That's because they keep changing the covers, that's why. They make you buy it again. Sometimes, however, when they change the covers, like with the Chilling Classics, they change it because they lost the rights to a couple of films that were on the original release. So they change it up to put different films on it for like a second release. Let me see, I'm going to see if I can grab an Echo Bridge there for you right now. I know I got a couple over there, so just hold on for 1 second. All right, so I love the Hammer love we get here. So here are some Echo Bridge releases, so you can actually see what they look like. This is Echo Bridges, and a lot of people see Echo Bridge and they think that they're Mill Creek. Now, when I say a lot of people, me, I've done that before. So this is the Carnival of Horror. It looks very similar to a Mill Creek 12 movie release. This is the Echo Bridge 8 movie release. On this one here, there is Secrets of the Clown, Killjoy 3, When Puppets and Dolls Attack, The Haunted Casino, Curse of the Puppet Master, Zombies vs. Strippers, Devil Dolls, and Dangerous Worry Dolls. As you can tell, I'm gonna sing. They have a lot of like full moon stuff on this release. It's Over the Creek. That's it. Next up is one like basically a DVD release was put out of this film. Very random, but actually that's good for sometimes when you actually not sure what you're in the mood for and just put one on and just go through. But this was put out by Echo Bridge, and I know it's put out by Kino right now, a new release, and that is Storm of the Century. And this one came out with Storm of the Century and 2 other movies on there, actually, The Shadows and Sheltered. So I wanted to have Storm of the Century, and I didn't have it, so I grabbed this for $1. And last but not least is one that they did, which is more of like a more modern horror stuff, and that is the Highway to Hell collection. And on here we got The Craving, Hell's Highway, Feeding Grounds, Sheltered, Delirium, and The Ridge. And normally you'll see them, they'll be like this. Like, here you go, there's like a double feature there, and the other 6 movies are on the other disc, like as a flipper. Storm and Century is a really good movie. It's a good book, too. A good miniseries, really. You need a Blu-ray Hitchcock set? Well, there's a new one coming out, The House of Hitchcock. Though if you don't care about all the bells and whistles, then I would suggest going with the one that I normally show, which is the Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection. That is probably going for a bit cheaper. Hey, Cool Blue, for a bit cheaper right now. And let me just check here since I'm already on Amazon anyway. Let's go to Hitchcock and see if they have the Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection still in stock, and see how much it costs now that the new set's coming out. The good thing about when you want to get something is that with the new stuff coming out, it tends to lower the price of the others. The Alfred Hitchcock Masterpiece Collection on Blu-ray right now is gonna run you back if you go Amazon.com, if you're in the U.S., it's gonna bring you around $76, and you're gonna get around 15 great Hitchcock films on there. Now, if you want to go even cheaper than that, you can go for $63, buy the DVD edition of it, or if you want to get just 5 classic Hitchcock films, you can get the Alfred Hitchcock Limited Edition Essentials Collection, which actually has some postcards and stuff in it, and that has The Rear Window, Vertigo, North by Northwest, Psycho, and The Birds. But right now, to be honest with you, the House of Hitchcock collection in the U.S. is going at $87.99, which is probably a better edition right there. I don't think so. I mean, the Vinegar Syndrome titles that are being released are I haven't seen Godzilla vs. Biollante go to Echo Bridge yet, but if I find out that one has, I'll let you know. I do recommend let me get back to it there. The Amityville films mostly went from a company called, oh God, what is it? I got one from here actually, but it's from a different company, and I found them kind of harder to find. Now you might find them in the area fairly cheap, but I haven't seen them in any horror packs or anything like that. You just sold your Children of the Corn set? I kind of hope not, actually. I mean, with Suspiria, it's a different stories, and they had. Nice, I like your friend. They had with Suspiria, it was by the same company. Now with Waterworld, it's a different case because with Waterworld, it's of course the 4K was by a completely different company, so it wasn't they put out a big edition of Waterworld and then they said, okay, there's also a 4K. Synapse is getting their. Suspiria is starting to become I hope it doesn't become the Evil Dead, the anchor by Evil Dead of Synapse's releases. Because that's problematic. I have The Hills Have Eyes 3. It's called Mind Ripper. It came out by Code Red, and I think 88 Films put out in the UK, by the way. Really? Were you there? Oh wait, you're in Sydney, aren't you? I mean, you're in Halifax. There was another copy there, dude. Just go look into the. I didn't get mine off the. Where when you go into Sunrise and it shows the sheen on all those right at the beginning, right at the wall. I didn't get mine on the wall. I got mine out in the. When I was looking through the other releases. So I picked it up and somebody had it put behind another one. Don't worry, it'll be back. Oh yeah, I got the new kids. I had to, man. Laura Loughlin, James Spader. But you might want to look there because they are putting out some Kino stuff for $8. which I had most of the stuff that was there. There's a couple that I wish I would have picked up now, actually thinking back on it. But if they're not out yet, there should be like a Kino bin coming in like in there very soon. Yeah, I think it's problematic when you put out a big limited edition set, and afterwards, shortly after, like you put out like the 4K as well. I mean, I get it, but it's one of those times when you hope it works out and you hope it doesn't bite them. Go back and bite them. Because there's the thing, right? Because so many people like that Blu-ray of Suspiria, it was touted like really strongly. And then there's like, oh, now there's a 4K. It's good, and a lot of people are going to be excited and they're going to buy the 4K. But there are going to be some people that are going to feel burnt a bit by that, thinking that, because some people we're kind of, whether or not we're led to believe, we thought that this Blu-ray special edition of Suspiria, and some people bought the steelbook and everything, right? Spent a lot of money on it, was going to be like the be-all end-all of Suspiria. Nobody thought, they thought, okay, if it's 4K, we'll have to go to the UK for that one, and they're like, no, our Blu-ray is even better. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. I guess is a little long way to put that. Exactly, David. That's actually a really good point. A lot of the 4Ks are aimed at more like kind of like, I guess, like the like still collectors, but collectors are more like people like are just like the cinephiles type of thing. Nightwish. Oh, Unearthed does some great stuff. I've only got one Unearthed film in my collection, I think, and I think that's they did the Innameable, right? That was a really good release that was put out. Savage releasing Universal Soldier Steelbook. I actually saw Universal Soldier in theater back in the day. I'm that old. But it's definitely one that I was very interested in checking out. Do you remember the YouTuber Hermie? I think the sad fact, the honest part of it, just is first. I've seen a lot of YouTubers like kind of come and go on on channels, and the thing is, sometimes life happens. Sometimes there's other things that gets involved. Sometimes people just like do it for a while, and they get bored of it, or they get tired, or they just run out of steam, run out of ideas. I've seen some people that were really good YouTubers actually go to websites and like prefer to write. So like some people go to like places like Blood Disgusting or places like that. Film Fan Pete, exactly. There's another one's gone too, I think. And to be, I was almost one of those people. I felt like my channel had stalled at a point about a year and a half ago, and I was stuck trying to think up, okay, how can I go from here? It seemed that viewership wasn't going up. It was the same amount of like subscribers since for like about a year and a half. Well, kind of the needle going back with like 5 or 10 within like that a period of time, and I was feeling burnt out. That was the and work. Work took like let's say low view counts, and and YouTube hasn't made it easy on us either. Like me, for instance, I took a long time to go towards the Patreon side of things, because, to be honest with you, I had a certain amount of my viewership. No, it's not random. It's perfectly fine. That dissuaded that, and as a creator, it hurt. But like, to be totally honest, but you just got to, once you find that spot, or you got to keep that spark of creativity going somehow. And for me, the way to do that, the way to keep the spark was to go live, was to make things about as real and as gonzo as I could possibly do. And that was that saved me. I was literally thinking of cutting off my YouTube channel completely, and then that happened. Yeah, that's the thing. You just end up sometimes getting burnt out. You constantly, it's an evolving medium, and you constantly have to like just try and evolve with it. And YouTube is one of those places that where they go, and they constantly just try to screw you. Like, to be honest, they try and screw you over a bit. If you're a smaller creator, if you're a big guy, and you know they're ready to put your stuff out there. But even like some of these, what I would consider like bigger creators recently, like Dr. Wolfie and guys like that, had their YouTube verification taken away. It was something I doubt I'll ever see because I don't have enough viewers. That will be next on it. I don't know anybody that does a Hammer channel, Tennessee Popstar. Do something. That's the thing. If you're going to do YouTube and you want to do something like that, do something. Hey, Cat Lover, welcome, dude. Do something that you feel passionate about. Never go on YouTube or any of those places and do something because you think it's going to be popular, or you think it. I actually was once. I'm not sure if Sasha. Piswell. I was actually on a Piswell like stream that he was on a few years back, actually. Piz is actually a really nice guy. He actually tweeted out one of my tweets when a while back, and actually brought some viewership to me. So I much appreciate that. I'm not sure if it's Sasha's Factory. I just did like a live stream. Like it's a while back, so it's hard to remember. A few years ago, that had that Piswell was on, and a few of the guys. So which was nice. Piswell was on it. A few of the other guys were on it. I don't know if I have or not. I'd have to look to see who it is, because there's a few that I've come across over the years. I'm a smaller channel, guys. So I just I feel lucky that like there's been some channels that were a lot bigger than I am that check me out and watch some of the stuff that I do. It's been like that amazes me sometimes, because I kind of think of myself as kind of that small fish type of guy. So when one of those guys see my stuff, it's nice. It's a little bit of validation. What's the channel that I watch the most? Well, whatever my better half's watching usually. That's the truth. We see, my better half watches YouTube more than she does regular television. So she has certain channels that she watches. Now some of those are like more like girl-oriented channels, or like channels for like clothing channels and stuff like that. So I'll be upstairs like looking at stuff when she's doing that. But like as for stuff we watch together, Brandon Tennant is a given. I do like to promote like a lot of the Canadian content channels that I think are really good. Brandon Tennant, 100% down the road. I watch a lot of you guys. You guys know that. I watch a lot of N-Ready. I watch a lot of you guys right on here that do a lot of your stuff. Dr. Woofula, Stitched Up Pictures, Boots to Reboots, recently came back. So I got to, so I was really excited to see that he came back after quite a run away. I appreciate that, Javed. Yeah, do this, the Sculptor, that's exactly right. Do what you like. Do what you love, because if you're, I had people that came on here and they did YouTube for a little bit of Syrup Midnight, by the way. Yes, Syrup at Midnight is fantastic. Heath is amazing, really nice guy. Recommend his channel, his website. Same with Lawrence Collections. I've watched a lot of Lawrence Collections. And Dasuki, he's so good. I'm going to get the Dasuki. He does Criterion stuff, and he's got this like really calming voice. T-Money. I know T-Money. My better half likes T-Money a lot, actually. She might have even had a crush on T-Money. I don't know. But T-Money does some great stuff. What else? Still Alive Tear, of course, who's been on here. which I was really like super excited when Satellite Terror comes on here because I watch his stuff and we like the same type of stuff. So it's really nice to see him. He's just really down to earth guy. Horror Gal, I like. I think that's one of the big things, David, with what makes like kind of Brian really good when it comes to his podcast. You know, whether it's going to be like Just This or Pure Cinema. There's this kind of like he's got a really good voice for it, like a really soothing voice. I watch Zanzrak a lot actually, and especially because we collect a lot of the same stuff. But he also is really good at like bringing out the best parts of anybody that works with him. I know that because I've worked with him, and I felt like, oh God, this podcast is gonna go horrible. I don't think I'm gonna do great with it. And he works his editing magic and makes me sound like normal. So that's pretty good. Oh, did she really? I see. I've never had any problems with Zanzrak. I'll be honest with you. Because I've like actually spoke with him with on Twitter and stuff like that a couple times. So personally, for me, some people are like they're are more critic inclined. I'm more, I can be critical of movies. I made videos where I rag on movies. I did the Rob Zombie rag on thing. That was meant as comedy, but at the time after I did it, a lot of people didn't take this comedy, got really mad at me. So I had to like, kind of like diffuse that flame. But I normally like to be a let's agree to disagree type of thing. Yeah, I haven't watched anything from the Nostalgia Critic in a long time, and I won't because I don't like what went down. There was a lot of stuff that came out, and I didn't like the way they handled it. Initially, I watched the Cinema Snob afterwards, but then he got difficult with some of his responses, and it made me feel uneasy. When I go on YouTube to watch like videos and stuff like that, I want that to be my relaxing time. That's why, guys, if like when people like mention like politics and all that stuff, and they ask me like kind of what I don't go into that normally. I don't want it to be a place where some people feel like that they can't come, or I want it to be like some place where you feel relaxed. That this is a place you can go, you can hang, you can leave all that stuff behind. So I kind of try to stay away from the drama stuff and all that when it comes onto YouTube. Channel Awesome kind of kicked themselves in the like with that. Like we all know what happened there. I don't know what happened. Like somebody mentioned Drum Dums, Lee, of course, whose videos I watch, and I know that kind of like Cody and Lee had a bit of a falling out on the Killer Flicks thing. I don't know what any of that was about. I don't actually keep up with that stuff, but I don't know if that worked itself out or not. But I did see some like notice of that a while back. Oh, have a great evening there, Mustang. But as long as it's not Star Wars or Star Trek, I'm gonna keep you on topic soon, dude. It was some seriously dark stuff. I mean, I don't normally go into to a lot of that stuff. Is there really a different opinion on movies? I thought it was something more serious than that. But I don't know, because I think they both have done some like decent stuff, and apparently like some they went into two camps, and I didn't follow it from there. I normally don't actually. The only one I really followed was the whole like change channel thing, because it was fascinating, because this was such a big channel. But I can actually tell you, there's no There's no need for that. Like, I'm not going to agree with some people when it comes to political things, and some people are not going to agree with me. And that's what my Twitter and stuff's for. I don't need to go into that stuff here. And there's no reason anybody needs to feel like slighted or feel like out because there's a difference in like in ideology. Whoa. Okay, I did not know that. That is dark stuff, David. So I guess you kind of keep up on this better than I do. I'll be honest with you. Uh, well, it's important to read the comments. I think you guys take the time to come in, so I thank you. And I used to get so behind on like writing back comments to people, and I still am. I'm horrible at like writing comments. I always read the comments, but at getting replies back and stuff like that. So I do try to just like as much as I can. You don't need to watch Smallville for the Arrow crossover, but there's something that I want to say because I watch Screen Junkies Universe. My better half's like pretty much addicted to that. That's one of her favorites. So I will make a comment about that like in a little bit. But I'd say you can go in like at the crossover, like pretty much as it is. The crossovers usually are self-contained. Dark. I do mention Dark Force because they're just not good people. Oh wow. I did not know, David, at all. I won't ask for you to like, give any details. I guess that's not out there. Though I'm curious. But that's some serious stuff. I have in the past, if you've been following my channel for like a long time, Asimov was really good actually. One of the best Luther, period. Like I got involved with like YouTube groups and stuff like that, like early on. But I always found that when you get involved with like a lot of groups and stuff, sometimes there's always drama and stuff. So I try to just do my own thing now. Oh, actually, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about Dwario. Oh, there, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. I actually got confused. I thought you were talking about the Killer Flicks thing for a second. I was like, wow, there's that stuff there too. Yeah, actually, ironically, the guy that made the Downfall Channel Awesome documentary, afterwards there was like a Twitter like kind of clash between him and one of the people that that was like involved with Channel Awesome that left, basically because he had like a staunch like defense of like I guess PewDiePie is it's a guy that I don't really watch, but I know who he is. Like I guess that's the big guy, right? But there's a big like Cinematic Venom, I think is the guy you're talking about. Like him and a couple people from Channel Awesome got onto like some really serious like clash, and I don't think they talk anymore. Still, it's a good documentary. One of the more well-produced ones that are out there. I've watched it actually, with and without the music. Yes, he is Javed. It took a dark turn. Well, that's kind of older. This is older stuff. It's like dun dun dun. Yes, yes, that troll is on here, Javed. Well, not on here now, but he was mentioned earlier on one of the channels that people watch. It's like collecting movies on a budget. Also, super drama. Oh, not here now. Not here now. In the past, Cool Blue, I had like had issues with a troll on my channel, like pop up here and there with like really negative, like nasty things that are said. So I usually, you block them, they come back in on another name, you do it again, that type of thing. Because apparently they didn't have enough to do, oh, thanks. I actually got in this one in gray, but I got like if you remember, I got like a white one with pretty much this image too. I love this. It's an iconic image, right? Like freaking compilations. I don't think I've ever watched any of those. Maybe I will. Mostly a lot of the stuff that I watch. I'm still a wrestling fan. I think really for some people it's like I don't know, lonely. You kind of like look at me type thing. Hey, welcome, Daz. Yes, I am, Jesse. I have pre-ordered the Vinegar Syndrome October package. I'm very excited about it. Yeah, I watch a lot of music videos, and I watch like stuff that you wouldn't like expect from like. But I guess you would expect it from me because I am, well, I'm a theater geek as well. So I watched like Hamilton videos and Carrie the musical, Heather's the musical, stuff like that, because I'm a big geek and a lot of '80s music, especially if I'm like doing other stuff. Actually, like if I'm working out, I got a playlist. I did like season 5 of The Flash. I thought they came back from like some previously weaker seasons. Well, really, it wasn't like a 48-hour sale so much. It was just for the for the Flash sale for the pre-order. So I recommend checking it out once it comes out. Like, be there because the Angel trilogy is coming out as a box set, and anybody that knows me and knows my channel knows that the Angel box set is something that's like way up on my list of stuff that I really want. Oh yeah, like a lot of the '60s stuff was introduced by my mom and my dad, and actually my cousin too. My cousin is Roger is a major like music guy. Like he plays keyboard. Like he knows a lot about the way that I'm with films. My cousin is with music. He knows his music stuff. Student by day. I love that. Yeah, I go through like a lot of the stuff. I mean, it depends on the mood that I'm in. I don't know what the Golden Nuggets Volume 1 and 2 are actually. Well, you would have gotten the free shipping anyway, Scotter, because they're both over $100 for where are you located? I I always forget. Are you in the UK? Then you wouldn't need that. But for me, or I'm in Canada, $100 was like bam was what I needed for that sweet spot for the free shipping. So anything over $100 was like was that sweet spot. It's a different one. My favorite color, purple actually. Purple's always been my favorite color, and aquamarine. Yeah, let us know if you see any really cool deals. Tennessee Pop Star, let us know if you're gonna be scrolling there for deals. Kiss Me Deadly. I actually just Kiss Me. It's a fantastic film. I always took it as like the same as in like Repo Man. Like when you're looking at it and a few other movies, like it's nuclear. It's like uranium. It's like it's that type of thing. But it really doesn't matter. It's just the ride of it all. But I always took it as that. Like it was like we're looking at something that could kill you. What's in the box? Yeah, exactly. It's a MacGuffin. No, no, Aldrich. It was Ralph Meeker, and I actually that Kiss Me Deadly is one of my favorite movies of all time. So it's one of the criterions that I love the most, and it has great features. But if you don't have the criterion, I do recommend it because there's great features on the criterion release, like talking about Mickey Spillane, and kind of like quite the character that he was as well. I'm hoping that my packages, like my better half, like buys a lot of clothing like from different like big places online, and she gets hit with like, with stuff all the time. When I did my video on remember when my Dark True coat, I got hit with like with customs there, but I find that for some reason with my movies, I usually don't, like, knock on wood. I usually don't get hit with customs there. So that's always a good place. Like when you're looking for like collecting and you want to, you just can't afford like to buy things, like go to like an HMV or a Sunrise Records or one of those places and like spend like the $30 or $40 that some of those releases cost. Cause like, keep an eye on my channel. I will let you guys know every time there is that I know there's a sale going on. Like I'll be here, and if I don't know it, usually if this video is going on, if there's a sale going on, like people pop in here and they tell us right away. This is going on right now. You can pick this up for really cheap. So that's the good thing. That is the good thing about like being about being live, is that you get that. Sometimes one of the harder things about being live is I'm a huge Cars fan, and we're doing a video the other night, and Rick Ocasek passed away, and we found out here on the video, and it hit me hard, and I was like, okay, continue the video, type of thing, but that's when it can be a little bit harsher. Yeah, that was rough, man. I'm a huge fan. So let's not break it down too much. Yeah, October should bring some great sales. I'm hoping anyway. I hope not too many great sales, because I got my money pretty much spent for October right now. I'm leaning more towards the Black Friday sales. So I think we're gonna get some mini sales in October. I think Kino. I've heard that Kino is Ready Money, another fantastic one, is going to be doing a mini sale in October. Arrow did a sale in October. I wonder if they're doing this year, or at least kind of like a mini type sale in October. I wouldn't be able to go full-fledged on an Arrow sale right now, especially with everything you got coming. Because if I get everything that I got, I'm getting the Severin and I'm getting the Vinegar Strand. That's already paid for, right? Yeah, Aaron. Actually, I woke up today, Cropsey, because my better half is a huge fan of Deep Space Nine. So my cousin Raj had actually texted me and told me, because my cousin Raj is a photographer as well, and Aaron Eisenberg was a photographer. That's like what it. I know there was going to be that big Eureka sale, then their website crashed and nothing's been heard of it since. They did, I guess they kind of had a mini sale type of thing, but it wasn't exactly the biggest one. Like for me, like I'm going to be like Jesse right there, is like I'm going for Black Friday. So any October sales would have to be something normally that if my better half was interested in something. Like when we went to Sunrise Records, I'd already picked up my stuff. And I said, okay, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be getting anything. My better half's like, no more stuff. We got, we're not going to get a lot. We got some stuff coming, type of thing. So we get in there, right? And we're walking through, and she looks at the Professional, and Le Professionnel, like Jean-Paul Belmondo, and she's a huge fan. And she's, as Robert was saying, she says, well, I'll get this one. And I'm like, oh, by the way, Arabian Adventures over there. She said, well, I'll get this one and this one. I'm like, oh, I'm not getting anything, huh? What I would like to see, if once it's released, is I kind of want to see the I would like to see the original, like with the new stuff put on it, with it the Greedo shooting first type thing. Randy Savage was very jealous of Miss Elizabeth. It's like, actually, that's Hogan says, wouldn't be one of the only people to talk about that. He was very possessive and very jealous of his spouse, actually. Was it? I'm glad you mentioned that, David, because we actually looked at getting that documentary. Because we're huge documentary fans in this house, and that's one that I showed her, and she said, "Oh, we got to look at that one," but we never did get back to it. So we do have to get back. We do have to get back to that. Is it a cool doc? I haven't seen it yet. I was one of the latecomers to Deep Space Nine. I didn't like the first season of it. And, you know, there was like a camp at the time that was kind of like Deep Space Nine, Babylon 5. And I was totally in for Babylon 5, right? And I was like, Deep Space Nine, to me at the time, seemed like a bit of a ripoff of Babylon 5. Well, that is sweet. I might keep wanting to do Indiegogo stuff. It usually comes at a time when I can't afford it, or most recently I've been off at work for a bit. Start back tomorrow. Do I like the new Star Trek? I do. I haven't watched much of the new series, with Discovery, I think it's called. But I will. I'm excited about Picard. Super excited about Picard because Data's in it. Like a lot of them are in it. But I'm not sure if it's going to be Data or it's going to be the new guy, the same actor, but playing the character. Because Data sacrificed himself in the films. So how does that work? Like, the new, I can't remember his character's name right now. I apologize. But the Data Light character, I've never heard the Next Generation was hated. For me, that's probably one of the the best out of them all. Because that's the one usually that people like the most. Terry Farrell. Hellraiser 3. That's right, she was in Hellraiser 3. Well, they normally do. Even I don't talk. We all kind of like cue ourselves down a bit for public consumption. We don't want to offend people. I have more of a potty mouth in real life too, but I try to I try to keep that there. Yeah, the first season of Next Generation is usually the one that people kind of are iffy on, but after that, kind of works its way out. Yeah, I barely remember Becker. I don't know if I saw like one episode of that. I think. Papa Shank had the biggest impact on wrestling. Okay. So there is a camp, like originally when the series, especially when the series normally came out, where there were people that were diehard original series, and there were people that were diehard Next Generation, and they kind of clashed a bit. No, that did work its way out as more shows came on, but initially, like some people were like, no, original series all the way, Captain Kirk, no, Picard, he's a better captain type of thing. Ironically, in college, a friend of mine who I used to just rag on him a bit. I was a bit of a dick, I'm not gonna lie. He was like, I really like Picard. I'm like, I don't know. Captain Kirk is pretty awesome. And he would always get upset about it. Star Trek the movie. You're one of the few that's going to say Star Trek the original. If you're talking about the motion picture, the original one, yeah, a lot of people aren't going to say that because it wasn't one of Robert Wise's best ones. That's my opinion. It did. I mean, because you're Batman. Have a good evening there, dude. I actually got to head out too because right now, unfortunately, guys, it's going to be like a shorter video because tomorrow I do head back to work tomorrow morning. So wish me luck. It's been a while. I'm going into like training and something else, which hopefully is going to go well. If you have not checked out the Walmart bins, check them out. They got some great Scooby stuff there, some cool horror. I picked up Knock Knock, the Eli Roth film, which I'm meaning to get for a while because that's a remake of a 1971 film, which actually is really, really good. Way too long. That's I would say, yeah, 5 or 6 months right now, at least. So it's obviously, guys, it's been. That's why you haven't seen as much coming into the movie library. It's been a little bit tougher, a little bit more of a crunch. But that's what happens. But hey, fingers crossed. Thank you for watching. I am Aaron. This is the Movie Library. You guys are the movie club. You guys rock. You guys are awesome. And as always, you made this one great. And I would see you guys soon. Because for me right now, I'm finished with my Dr. Pepper. It's time for tea.